Hello and welcome to the spoilers of Terminator Genisys.
Yeah, about that.
So, we're gonna talk about the big elephant in the room, which was that
John Connor's a Terminator,
yeah, John Connor's a Terminator.
which they revealed in the trailer.
Yeah. Like, what? Were they just that desperate? It's Terminator.
But they did that in Terminator 2. In Terminator 2, the trailers revealed that the T-800, the Arnold Terminator, is actually a good guy. So I don't know if it's just like something about the Terminator franchise or what, but they keep doing this, and you really shouldn't. No, don't spoil that stuff. Now, that being said, we'll get to this in a few minutes, but they didn't spoil everything.
Yeah. Well, Matt Smith's in it for like 2 minutes.
Like
maybe 3.
Like,
Maybe 3.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a Whovian. I love Doctor Who. Matt Smith was my first Doctor. And because of that, he is my favorite Doctor. You can look on our Facebook page and see my picture with Matt Smith. But you paid all this money for him, and he appears for all of like maybe 10 minutes? And I'm being generous in that assessment?
Well, and obviously, you've seen the movie, I'm hoping, because we're just about the biggest spoiler here.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, Matt Smith is the face of Skynet. He
basically is Skynet.
He is Skynet. He's just the visual interpretation of the software.
He's like John Connor, and now John Connor's this like new brand of like sentient metallic sand. He's like that.
Well, he made him that way. That's how strong and powerful the Matt Smith's Sky, whatever we want to call him.
And I actually thought John Connor was going to do that to Sarah Connor near the end of the movie, because he had like that like weird claw finger in her.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that's what he was doing to her. Yes.
So
let's be honest, she's gone through worse in Game of Thrones.
But yeah, he's in it for like maybe 3 minutes. But
it's like maybe a dozen lines.
I think he sounds like Neil Patrick Harris with his American accent.
His accent, he does do very well, though.
That's how he sounds. Just imagine Neil Patrick Harris talking, and that's what Matt Smith sounds like with American accent.
A little bit, but the voice is deeper.
They could play brothers in a movie.
Like the voice is a little bit deeper and a little bit darker, a little bit broader.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
but I could see them playing brothers in a movie.
Yeah, I could see that.
No,
actually, who was it? Neil Adams, the legendary Batman artist. Matt Smith is his top choice to play the Joker in a Batman movie. Which honestly, I would love to see it.
That'd be cool.
I really would.
But
of course, he also says Ted Danson should be Batman, and let's face it, Ted Danson's a little too old now.
Dark Knight Rises or Returns. Anyway,
Clint Eastwood.
Or yeah. But the thing, it was good. I mean, for what he was in, the 3 minutes, he was great.
Oh yeah.
And they set up a little stinger at the end, which obviously stay.
Yeah. People always forget about the cloud.
Yeah. So he somehow, we see him at the very, very end. So that assumes that he's going to be playing a bigger role in a sequel if this movie makes enough money. Which I'd like to see the story continue. Yeah. Even though they did set it up where it could wrap, except for that stinger at the end.
Yeah.
It could be just a standalone movie if not for the stinger.
What was Matthew Smith. We've never seen it put as Matthew Smith.
It's a new image.
I know, and it's a little odd.
Yeah,
I'm not used to seeing that.
Yeah,
not a bad thing.
His label is Matthew Smith.
Yeah. Because I kept looking, I was like, Matt Smith, Matthew Smith, what?
But yeah, he did good with what little was there. Yeah, and then
John Connor as a Terminator.
John Connor as a Terminator was very interesting. It was cool to see a Terminator that wasn't robotically thinking.
He was a lot like Ultron.
He was basically like if a human, like an evil human, just had the powers of a Terminator. So that was really cool. I like to see that, where you actually had like a villain with personality.
He was actually a good villain too.
Yeah.
One of the signs of a very good villain is that it's a villain that believes himself to be the hero. And in this, he really did believe that he was the hero.
Yeah. It's interesting to see a villain that doesn't know he doesn't think of himself as a villain, and but it was a really refreshing take, because we've seen, I mean, Terminator 1, the villain was a robot.
Yep.
Terminator 2, robot that was liquid.
Well, I mean, the villain's always a robot.
Yeah, but like it was just like I said, it was cool to see a robot, but with the mix with the human emotion.
Yeah.
So it was just a whole new spin on it that I really appreciated, and it did make things more interesting, and it kept my interest. And I think that was what made me like the movie more. Is after the John Connor revelation that he's a robot, that was when the movie got good for me. Like, it was, the rest of it was like, the beginning was kind of, I don't know where I'm at with this yet, and then when things started happening with John Connor, then I was like, okay, I'm interested, and I'm here till the end. So, like, at the end, they destroy Skynet, supposedly, or Cyberdyne. I always mix the two. I just know they're one and the same, kind of. But they destroy the building.
Yep.
I think they're done. Yay. Arnold's got the T-800s now, like we'll call him a T-900.
I guess.
Since he's a liquid mixed with his...
And at the end of the movie, which as soon as he was fighting...
Yeah, you called it.
The John Connor Terminator, and I saw him near the liquid vats, which he just like 5 minutes previously said that they're just missing the program, they're missing the computer element. As soon as I saw those, I was like, he's going to get thrown in that and become a liquidator. And lo and behold, like, one of the very last things that you see in that fight is like 1/3 of Arnold Schwarzenegger get thrown into that stuff and sink, and then ta-da, Liquidator Arnold. And then he's like, I got upgraded.
Yep, he totally called it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it was predictable. The film in general was predictable. And can we just talk for a second about like that car chase in a school bus?
Because I didn't know that she had her CDL.
Well, my big problem is that, okay, there were 3 school buses there. So there was a massive field trip at that place. The place starts exploding. They steal the school bus. They just, like, left a whole bunch of kids at that place to get blown up. Oops. I mean, yeah, did they probably get them all on another bus? Yeah, but let's face it, school bus is not the most responsible vehicle.
Wasn't there another vehicle there that she could have taken?
There was a ton of motorcycles.
Well, yeah.
Everybody could have taken one.
And then this was the big thing, and this isn't just this movie. Like, this happens in Back to the Future 3, and I told Zach this while we're watching the movie, like, why is it that they always land in the time, like, where they only have a day left for to save the world? Why not do like a full month or a year ahead of time and destroy Cyberdyne and not be so close to the chest?
At least a week.
Yeah, they go like they land in 2017, like a day before
it was
the world's
like a
gonna
day
end.
and 11 hours.
Yeah,
it's like you've given yourself less than 36 hours to actually pull this thing off.
It's just something that always happens. It's just something in the script. I know. It's just like we gotta have that
sense of urgency.
Yeah, but it's just in real life we would never do that.
Oh no! In real life, I'd be like, okay, you need to send me back like just 2 weeks beforehand, and just let's just get this thing all set.
Yeah.
Let's just get this thing, especially once you realize that you have all of these people to help you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
We don't know, like, I don't know for, like, where we're going to go. We know that Matt Smith, this Skynet, is still alive.
Because of the cloud.
Because of the cloud.
Damn cloud.
We'll see where the sequels go from here. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious. But also, like, if it ends up not happening, I don't know if I'll end up being too sad about it. But
for me, it was it's better than Terminator Salvation, except for the cleanliness of the Resistance, which, I mean, in the end, that's kind of not a huge thing. But it's a little bit like Terminator Salvation, where it's like they set it up for a sequel, but does there really need to be a sequel?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that there does. I mean, the biggest problem is that the more that they go back in time, the more that they screw everything up. So at some point, it just makes sense to just destroy the time travel machine, and that's it.
Yeah. And
just not mess with it anymore. Because when it comes down to it, you should at least save what you have instead of screwing up what you have.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's our spoilers on Terminator Genisys.
Not a ton of spoilers, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, because the trailer did it all for us.
Yep, pretty much. I mean,
but please share these videos with your friends. Get the word out. We're going to probably next do Ant-Man in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, then, really looking forward to that.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm hearing good early word of mouth. So, but yeah, thanks again. My name's Jeff,
and I'm Zach.
And stay nerdy.
Finger guns.